Hello, 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 hello. I think people should see it anyway. Do you want to wear this?
Here we go.
Can you hear us now?
Have we got sound?
Oi, shut up. Can you hear us all right, or should I turn it up?
Yay!
Hey, finally.
Sound. Hi everyone. Sorry about the technical problems this morning.
We should have tested this, right?
Hmm.
I should pop this somewhere so it can sit it on the table or something. You know?
Just hold it, it's fine.
I wonder if people are still in the other stream. Let me check. Cool. Yeah,
Morning.
nice and sunny here too, Catherine. Sorry, let me spin this one. You turn the camera, turn the camera, turn the camera. There you go. There you go.
We are here in Tawawera at Music in the Mountains for the weekend, listening to some good country music with about 1,000 other caravanners. Here's Harvey.
Yeah. You say hi to everyone?
And the girls.
Yeah, so we made.
That's all there. No wiggly glue.
Why don't you go outside and have some of their food? Yeah. How's the power station working out? Oh, good question. Good. Actually, I need to plug the laptop in, the tablet in, but yeah, it's working good
You
for
want
work.
this one?
Yeah, but you know the box that it plugs into? Can you get it out of the locker? You know where it lives, down there, where I charge it? I use about half of the power of that each day, I think, to get me through work and editing, but yeah, it works well. Good country music. Oh, you're welcome, Richard. From the bed measurement. Richard went to Jayco to see how big these beds are, but they didn't have one in stock. It seems like no one has any stock at the moment, caravan wise, eh? The Jayco guys in Christchurch were saying they got hardly any stock and there's a bit of a wait, I think.
Yeah. Can't get any in from Aussie at the moment.
Yeah, I imagine there's a bit of a backlog there. Yeah. Study Boy, good country music. Was it kind of country last night?
It was like old covers.
Yeah.
ABBA and
Oh, yeah, I guess
not country music actually. It's meant to be a country music weekend, I think, but it's kind of just a mix of.
Yeah.
I'll plug it in.
Hang on, we need to put it somewhere quiet. If you're wondering what little Camper NZ was talking about, this guy here, the little power supply I used to power the tablet, and
he's a beast.
Yeah, just a little inverter in it, little 40 watt hour lithium battery, I think, and yeah, a little portable device. Charge it during the day off the solar and power tablet and stuff off it at night, rather than putting an inverter in the Caravan. You can turn it on, yeah.
Hey Harvey, Granddad says hi. Granddad's watching. You want to say hi?
I'll still plug it in.
Can you pop it? Can you pop it down on the floor over there, out of the way?
Hi, Amy.
Can you pop it? Pop it down the floor over there. It just makes a little bit of a fan noise. Eh?
Sorry, Brunson's just plugging in the battery pack. Yeah, Ruby wants to join in now too.
You gonna say? Oh, that's just us. Sunny Dunedin. It seems like it's sunny everywhere at the moment. We had our first experience with weather over 35 degrees the other day when it was 37 degrees in Blenheim, and it was like hot wind just blowing through the windows of the caravan. It felt really strange, just
Felt like a heater was on.
yeah, just hot wind all the time. So
Daddy.
hey.
Little thing.
Oh,
And Piper's coming to join too.
so my
Everybody.
hey, there we go. So we planned this for 10 o'clock, and then Chelsea said to me that's a terrible time because the girls are pretty rowdy from about 10 till 11 before they go for a sleep.
Yeah.
So maybe next time we'll go 11 o'clock or something. You want to go and grab some food under the pushchair. There's some crackers, I think. Yeah, you grab them. Jump for it. Yeah, take your sisters. Go and get some food. Auckland anniversary weekend.
Oh, okay. You're back.
Yeah, I forgot about that. We used to celebrate Auckland anniversary because in Taupo we are counted as Auckland. I think it comes that far down, but yeah, I guess I don't know what anniversary we celebrate this year. I think there's a Nelson. There's a Nelson anniversary. I think we might try and head to Nelson for that. Get a day off work. Or don't touch it. What's Harvey got? Ooh, Harvey's got some food.
How did we first meet? Oh, we met at a Baptist church youth camp in Ohope.
We were about 17, I think.
Yeah. 17.
How have we coped with the children? That's a good question. Yeah, Waitangi Day. And then I think it's nothing till Easter, is that right?
How do we actually do that?
You take them outside to eat a mate.
How have we coped with 3 children so far? It's been pretty good.
Yeah, sorry.
It has its moments.
I think it took us a good probably 2 weeks to adjust, a week and a half.
Full-time living with the 3 of them, yeah.
Yeah.
There's challenges, but probably no more so than living at home with them. It's just different, you know?
Yeah. I think with like Harvey used to go to daycare for a couple of days a week, and we obviously don't have that anymore. But it's fine, I reckon. It's kind of swings and roundabouts. We have a lot more downtime in the evenings. Like, as soon as they go to bed, we're kind of like, as tidy the caravan takes 5 minutes, do a few dishes, and then, it's 8 o'clock and you got all this downtime to read and edit and that sort of thing. So I think there's definitely pros and cons there.
Rainy days are okay. We kind of just rug up and get them outside anyway. It's a bit harder in the heat, but we'll take them to the library or a museum or wherever we are. There's usually some place we can go with them inside to get them away from it.
We've only had a couple of rainy days. Yeah, local libraries are good. Oh, Richard, the very first super chat of Adventures with Rosie. Thank you. That's very generous.
Thank you, Richard.
Thanks very much. Cool that it's inspiring you as well. With much the same, watching other people over the years inspired to do this sort of thing.
Yeah.
Quite cool here. So we're in Tawawera at the moment. Tawawera, I should say properly, I suppose. It's an NZMCA gathering run by the Nelson Charter of the NZMCA. And I think it's one of the biggest gatherings in the country. It's called Music in the Mountains, and there must be 300 or 500 motorhomes here, caravans and stuff.
It's the biggest gathering we've seen, even
Huge.
bigger than probably the caravan super shows that we've been to.
Yeah,
it's massive.
And we have spotted 2 children here, 2 more children, 2 other children, which is quite funny. We're obviously not the demographic of this sort of event, but actually a family just down the way from us in the same sort of row of caravans that are also full-time, which is quite cool.
Yeah, so they're 2 kids in the caravan on YouTube if you want to go and follow them.
Yeah.
Mark and Kim.
Yeah, and similar sort of thing, just COVID hit, got a bit sick of everything and jump in the caravan and take off. So kind of cool to meet other people on the road that are doing a similar thing.
And Harvey's had a blast playing with their little girls.
Yeah. Yeah, Harvey now says to us, "Can I make them my friends?" And we have to kind of explain to him, you can't really make anyone be your friend. You've got to, you've got to, yeah, you've got to just be friendly, I suppose. Study, but I'm looking to go off grid, but not. It's a cool idea. I think you realize how little you need,
Yeah.
Sorry. Like, there's nothing. So we're what? We're a month in now. I forgot my jacket, and that's about it. Hey,
Where
like,
you leave your jacket at?
is that home?
Just there.
Yeah, I left it at home. Yeah, and Mum said I can wear a jacket, but it's a bit tight. But there's not been a single time I can honestly say that in the last month that I've been like, oh, where's this, or where I need that, or I forgot that. And so we've rented our house out to my sister, and we've got a garage and a bedroom full of stuff there that we haven't needed in the last month, which is interesting. I mean, we left our bikes and a few things behind that we would like to have with us, but
Sounds so bright.
yeah, you bought your
bike.
bike.
Yeah.
But it is quite amazing how a little stuff you need, right?
And we noticed that when we were weekending in the caravan and coming home afterwards, it would just be hard work cleaning the house because it was so much space and just so much stuff that we just didn't need.
Yeah.
And yeah, so
Takes us about 5 minutes to sweep the caravan out. Yeah, you do see more families in Australia doing it. It seems to be quite common. I guess Australia has that climate going for it as well, right? So there's just so much to see. We've realised we're a month in and we've had 4 stops in the South Island or something. Like we've barely scratched the surface, and we've driven past places, and we've now got places where we want to go back to. And so I can see how it kind of how you could do a year like a lap of Australia or something like that. But no regrets so far.
No.
Romeo. No regrets.
If anything, we might extend it past a year just so that we can see more.
Yeah, I have to see how far down we get. We haven't had a lot of rain or that sort of thing.
Yeah, might be a different story after winter, but we'll see how we get on.
Yeah. The people down the way that we met have a full awning, and they said in winter that's pretty choice, like one of those inflatable awnings, and they said it's like doubles the size of their living space, right? Throw the kids outside. So we could look at something like that. I don't quite know how it works with the Jaycos because they don't have that awning track around them, like the English caravans seem to do by default. So I don't quite know how we got some sort of awning that sticks to the side or something. Kiwi Life, yeah, you sold the bus. I saw that. Yeah, that's interesting. It's hard to find one, so the second-hand market must be being hammered as well.
I guess all the Kiwis that can't go overseas for their holidays now start looking at travelling around New Zealand.
Yeah, for sure. Just before we left, I bought a barbecue from a boat shop, and the people that ran that were saying that they're just selling boats like crazy this summer because same sort of thing, like people don't spend that money overseas, so they're spending it here. It's interesting. The price has gone up too.
Yeah.
I suppose the good thing about you though is you can fix something, buy something with a ton of rust, and Kiwi Life's a panel beater, and he's pretty good at fixing up his old bus. But I suppose you get a bit sick of that, doing your job in the weekends as well. That's a shame. 2 days, wow.
Whoa.
Was that a caravan, was it, Richard? Sold in 2 days. Doesn't surprise me. I think people in Jayco in Aussie were saying that Jayco was saying earliest delivery in like June or July for new vans because they had to close down with the COVID. Their factories closed down in the lockdown. So they were saying like 4 to 6 months or something for a new caravan, which is.
I heard someone say 12 months for getting it to New Zealand now.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Yeah.
Crazy.
UK caravan. Yeah, so what are our plans from here, I guess?
We are heading back to the Sound, so we're going to go back via Nelson next week. We need to stay over in Nelson for a couple of days and get some mail delivered. We've got a few caravan parts that we need. Our vent.
And it was broken.
Can you still hear us?
Oh, sorry. I think my headset just turned off.
Have we still got sound?
Oh, Kura Queen, that's very kind of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Ice cream money, Harvey.
That'll buy a few ice
Have
cream.
you got enough? Show everyone how many chips you got there. How many crackers you got.
Lots of them.
Yeah, so we were driving along yesterday and or a couple of days back from Blenheim. So we came down from Picton to Blenheim and then we kind of cut across the inside to get to Nelson Lakes. And Blenheim to Nelson Lakes was like an hour and a half's drive maybe. And when we arrived, we reversed the caravan and then we noticed that one of the fridge vents had just come off completely off the side. So you'll see that in a future video. So there's two plastic vents that clip on, and one at the bottom, one at the top, and that provides the cooling for the fridge. And it was just gone. There's a big hole in the side of the caravan.
Yep.
And I looked around the campsite and I went and spoke to the dock ranger to see if someone had handed it in. And they said that no, they hadn't been handed in, and it was going to rain that evening. So those vents, the louvered, I guess, would you say, so the rain doesn't get in. So Chelsea and I threw the kids in the car after dinner.
Got their PJs on so they could nap in the car.
Yeah, put a ton of bananas in the car and we drove. It took us an hour. We found it an hour back, so we lost it just at the start of the trip. While we were driving back, though, we realized that the fridge vents are on the driver's side, so in the middle of the road. So we drove an hour. We saw it on the side of the road. We're pretty stoked with ourselves, actually, that we managed to see it on the side of the road, but it had been run over, of course. But obviously, I don't know if like a side draft from a truck or something had pulled it off, but it's pretty munted.
Yeah.
So we kind of hammered it back in place. But
might have to buy a roll of duct tape at some point.
Yeah. But so
So,
yeah.
I'll make, when I'm a engineer, I'll make a new one.
When you're an engineer, you'll make a new one.
That girl's poured all those crackers out from the ground. You want to take a bowl down to them? So, Jayco Christchurch have got one in stock and they're sending it up to us. So we're going to go and stay at a campground. For a few days.
For a few days, we've got some things coming from home as well that we need, that Bronson's sister is going to kindly send to us. So I left one of my jandals in Plimmerton. It was underneath the caravan and I couldn't reach it. And I thought, I must remember to grab that when we pull out. Got on the ferry and then remembered.
Yeah.
So there's a few things coming from home. So we thought we'd stay at the campground in Nelson for a few days, get some parcels arrived. The campground said we can use their address, which is nice of them. And then we will head to the Sounds after that. So we are wanting to go French Pass, Elaine Bay or Kiwi Bay. We want to do the mail run at Havelock, and what else?
Polaris Bridge as well. You can camp there.
Yep. So that's our plan for the next little while anyway. What's
that road over to Picton? The Queen Charlotte Road?
Drive,
yeah, Queen Charlotte Drive. So that's kind of the rough plan. I guess that's going to take us probably the next month, eh?
Yeah.
And then my parents are coming down to Christchurch and they've hired a camper van to meet us. So we're going to do the east coast of the South Island, Kaikoura, Blenheim. We'll probably head back up into the Sounds. So
that one because the hotel one to charge it.
Yeah.
That's the two ones to charge it.
Yeah. Sorry. You could be right, Deborah. Do you think it came off when you took it off?
Yeah, that was my thought. But it was a couple of weeks earlier, the old issue. It was back when we were still in the North Island. We've done a fair bit of driving since then.
Yeah.
So I would have thought it would have come off earlier if it was from that, but it could have
been loose or something.
It could have been loose and then eventually popped off.
There are two clips either side that, and one of the bits the clip clips into, the little tab was broken off. So yeah, you could be right. It wouldn't surprise me if it was me not clipping it up properly. Or what Jayco actually said was just put a couple of screws in the cover. You don't need to take those covers off that often. So get a couple of white headed screws that'll look tidy and just put them straight through the plastic. So I think we'll do that as well.
Yeah. So.
And someone else staying with us in the campground that we were in when we were looking for the vent had the same thing happen to them, and they said the same thing. New vent, couple of screws in. So it was the external fridge vent on the outside of Caravan EB. So it's about that big, white vent, has a couple of clips, and it's for the ventilation of the fridge. And that cover just came off on the road, and then got run over a few times by the time we found it. So yeah, it's obviously keeps the rain out. So we went and found the vent, but it's been pretty squashed. Other than that, and the leaks that we had on about day 2 of our adventure, which is short, when our shower started leaking, it's been pretty good, eh? Yeah, no sort of issues.
No major dramas.
Nothing's fallen apart. Oh, you waved, everyone. Hello. Hello. On the desert road. Yeah, it's a bit of a pain. Our actual the vent surround is actually a little bit broken now. There's a clip that's missing, but Lee, the service manager down in Jaco Christchurch, who's been pretty helpful, he just said pop a couple of screws in it. So I think I'm just going to screw the vent on, so that it just never comes off again. But since we took that insulation out of the fridge, it's been really good, eh? It's actually started to ice over. Yeah, batten down the hatches, that's right. Once we drove and got home and realised we've got an external table on the side of the caravan that locks and flips down. We got home once and realised that was unlocked, but thankfully stayed shut. You almost need a checklist, of like, shut this hatch and that hatch, and we jumped in the caravan the other day and there was fruit rolling around all over the floor and like drawers open and cupboards open, and
Sometimes it's just chuck the kids in as quick as we can to get them to sleep. We don't check as much as we probably should.
Open the fridge and everything falls out.
Well, Richard, how do you plan your trips? Whole thing in advance or week to week? We usually have some sort of target. So, like a month from now, your parents are coming down in Christchurch with an RV that they've rented. So we're going to basically plan our next month to make our way down there. So there's usually something coming up that we'll use to map out the next couple of weeks in between, so that we know that we're where we need to be for that event, whatever that event may be. So it was like we decided we were going to go to Music in the Mountains, where we are currently. So the last week has basically been, what can we see along the way that we want to see anyway, to make sure that we're there on time. So that's kind of how we're doing it at the moment. If we didn't have an event coming up that we needed to plan for, then we would just probably plan it out maybe 2 days in advance, just so that we know water situation.
Yeah, that's true.
We need to know that we're not going to be way up somewhere that's like a 3 days away from water when we run out. We got to, when we were in Pinnacles in the Wairarapa, we ran out, didn't we? And we had a day and a half of completely empty tanks. So that was not the best planning. So from now on, we're going to try and have at least a couple of days mapped out so that we know we've got water if we need to.
We also bought some big 23-litre water jugs as well, which we've just got filled up. So
emergency stash.
Extra water. But in saying that, like, we don't. So we've got the next 2 nights planned, but we don't after that.
No.
We know we're going to a campground later on this week for a few nights to get our mail, but we don't have anything in between. But we have just used the NZMCA travel app. What's the other one? Camper Mate? Or Camper Bull or something?
We usually stick to the NZMCA one though.
And basically just you can basically sit there and look at all the different sites, and then you can favorite them, and then so you can just like kind of make a rough plan. We just kind of Chelsea favorites them, and then you filter by your favorites, and you can kind of see all the campgrounds dotted around that you think you'd like to stay at, and I'll go there for a couple of nights, and then there, and there's a dump station in between, or there's a couple of places like last night we were here. The night before we were at Nelson Lakes, which was beautiful. and we just kind of were like, oh, we'll have another night here. So yeah, it's kind of just kind of seeing what we like. We'll stay longer where we like and less where we don't like, I guess.
Say all the words.
That's okay. Just look at the pictures.
I'll read it to you afterwards, honey.
Daddy,
I went to a book sale this morning at Music in the Mountains. They had one of the classrooms opened up where you could go and buy a bunch of books. So Harvey's got a whole lot of books now that he wants me to read to him. So he's gonna have
and a Transformer
a
one.
Transformer one.
We've been. I think you're right, EB Hunter. I've heard that Campermate. I think I've heard that Campermate shows more spots, especially for freedom camping and stuff. Eh?
Yeah.
But yeah, so far it's been good. We'll do probably a lot of dock sites, and the caps, the charges apply properties.
Ow.
Just out of Picton, like 6 minutes out of Picton was a people's paddock on their farm with big trees and $5 a night to stay there for vans. So yeah, that sort of thing is quite good. And there's obviously the comments are really helpful, right? You can see what. Hey, just
Study Boy NZ wants to read the Transformer book, Harvey.
yeah, it's a good idea. How much solar do you have, Richard? How much do you have? How much do you think you need? We have 2 panels on the roof, 160 watt panels from memory, and 2 120 amp hour batteries, so 240 amp hours. I think for us, we don't use a lot of power.
I think the lowest I've seen it get is showing that we've got, I think, 65 hours left of power.
It said 30 this morning, yeah. Oh, hang on. Is there any other food we can give them outside? Fruit or something? Sorry. Yep. You're there too. Look, there you are. Oh, what's Mum got? Ooh, she's got some apricots. I guess, yeah, so we have a 3-way fridge in this caravan, but it doesn't run on 12 volt. So the Jaycos, for some reason, are only hooked up to run on 12 volt from your car when you're driving. Oh, you can have some fruit too. So fridge on gas. Our cooking, obviously, our stove and our barbecue are both gas, and fridge and hot water is gas as well. So we're finding that we use a gas bottle every 2 weeks. So a gas bottle lasts us about 2 weeks, and power doesn't seem to be a problem. So I charge that little thing I showed at the start, usually during the day, that little power bank, and I'm just using a Microsoft Surface tablet, and it doesn't draw a lot of power, eh?
No.
Just phones and mobile and stuff. We don't watch a lot of television.
We don't watch any television.
Yeah, I think Harvey had a move.
You always watch television. What's
Yeah. We don't have an aerial on the roof of this caravan, so it's just DVDs for the kids on a rainy day. Yeah, the water's heated by gas, or 240 volt as well if you're plugged in, but it's like a instant gas hot water system. Yeah, 3-way. We in our old motorhome we just had a 12 volt fridge, and we really liked it because you could leave it on all the time, obviously while you're driving, and it was really quiet, little compressor fridge. But the gas in here works pretty well, I reckon. Only thing we had to do was turn it off on the ferry. So we took all our meat out of the fridge and put it in the freezer, and it froze our meat. Froze our salami and ham and stuff. So when we turned the fridge off, we thought it might get quite warm, but I guess the bottom of those ships maybe they're not super hot. I don't know. But yeah, power hasn't been an issue so far.
No.
That said, we've had sun every day, so yeah. Will we do a meetup? It's a good question. I don't know if we have enough fans to do a meetup, but for sure, I mean, we love meeting people out and about.
It seems to be at least once a day someone will come up to us and say that they've watched the videos, which is more than I thought we would have, but it's pretty cool.
Kind of my comfort zone, having to talk to people all the time.
It's nice though. It's nice.
Yeah, it's nice.
Chatting to people and hearing their story as well,
Yeah. We parked up under the trees at the Blenheim racecourse.
Yeah.
There, and there's a couple of people staying next to us, and they just kidnapped the kids. They were like, "Come here," and then we walked around the corner, and they're all like having a cup of tea, and the girls are on their laps, and Harvey's telling them some stories, rabbiting on about something, and
Yeah.
it was quite funny. It was like, cool, free babysitting.
Anytime the kids came back to Rosie, the
Uh,
couple would come and take them back to their caravan again. So it was great.
we went to the supermarket, and the girls had a proper tantrum because they couldn't sit on their laps anymore. And then we ran into the same couple here.
Yeah.
Which was funny.
Last night we were all sitting around listening to the music, and they came over and said that they'd spotted us.
She said, "There's my kids," or
There's
something.
my babies.
There's my babies.
Yeah.
But tell us about your tattoo, Chelsea. Show the camera.
So I'd started off with a little bit in the middle, and it was done a fair few years ago. And apparently he had used shading ink. So it faded straight away and just looked really old. And some of it he'd done in grey ink, and it just looked like a really old tattoo. So I eventually, I've got the wristband for Music in the Mountains as well. But eventually I had some more of it filled in, and then had a new artist go over the top of my old one to make it look a bit more crisp, and tied it all in. So I've got a swallow on my hand. We've got our wedding flowers going up my arm, and some more flowers and a bee. Sorry, hard to see. B on the inside, B for Bronson. And yeah, the plan was to get the rest of my arm done, so it was drawn up to go right up to my shoulder, with a few other things I wanted in there, and had a fair few problems with the tattoo artist. So I had 3 sessions with her, and she cancelled 8 sessions. So it was hard to get the work done.
And then we ran out of time.
Yep. So she was promising me all the way through, yep, all be done by Christmas, no doubt. And then she pulled the pin and said, nah, it won't get done. We got halfway, but that's all right. We'll finish it another day. Find another artist at some point.
Yeah, you got to kind of find someone that does the same style, I guess, of tattoos, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Chelsea's been wanting to do it for years, but you're not supposed to. Hey, don't play with that, darling. Don't pull that out. You're not supposed to get tattoos while you're pregnant or breastfeeding. So
it's been about 4 years of not being able to get any more work done.
Yeah. No. I think you're right about 12-volt fridges. I think they. So when you have a straight 12-volt compressor fridge, they're a lot more efficient than a 12-volt, running a 3-way fridge on 12-volt, basically. So I don't think we would run our fridge on 12-volt. We might have issues then, I think, with power and stuff. Gas seems to be fine. Was there no more food? We ran out of snacks. Sorry. Yeah, the original Rosie. We were just talking about that last night to someone, actually. Kind of funny, because one of the reasons we started... can I have one of those dummies? There you go. Plug that up. One of the reasons we started filming and stuff was that we had so much downtime when we went away. So we'd go it was kind of like my sort of creative outlet, right? We'd go away somewhere and pull up at a beach, and you'd be like, oh, cool. We'll go swimming, we'll sit in the sun, and Chelsea would read books, and I get a little bit bored. So that's kind of how I started picking up the camera, and then now I guess that's kind of turned into 3 kids and 3 Rosies later. Ooh, drawing. You want to do some drawing? Yeah. Oh, you jumped down. Oh, gas. Yeah, I don't mind the old gas fridge. Stays pretty cold, this one. It's yeah, kind of. Can't tell if that glare is just us or I don't know.
Yeah.
Must be the vent, I think. Maybe. Sorry. These will be a bit more slick in the future, hopefully. Hey, there we go. How much time have you been filming? It's a good question. It kind of varies, eh? I kind of just film bits as we go, but
it's not really time you're setting aside to film. You're just filming what we're doing.
Yeah.
So it's not adding on to
Yeah.
It's not any extra work, is it? Really, the editing is.
Yeah.
But the filming itself is kind of just you're filming as we go while we're doing stuff
Yeah,
that we
sure.
would have been doing anyway.
So like Chelsea will often push the pushchair or something, so I can grab a shot of something we're looking at or whatever. And there's obviously a little bit of setting aside time to talk, about where we are, but it's not. We try to not let it kind of. Sorry, my headset turned off. Yeah, we kind of. I thought it might be a distraction sometimes, but I think what it actually does is like we'll look and go out and do stuff, and like waterfalls and walks and that sort of thing, and then because often we'll go, let's go stay there, and then like that'll be cool to film as well. So it's like I think it's
prompt to get out there
it's a
and do
good
stuff.
prompt. And then I just edit in the evenings. I don't edit during the day or anything. Once kids are in bed, sit at the table. Might do an hour or so a night, a couple hours a night. It normally takes me 2 or 3 nights to edit a video, so it takes a bit of time. But yeah, it's quite nice just sit in the caravan like in the evenings and not have chores around the house to do and just kind of not feel bad about editing. When we were living at home, I'd edit like 9, 10 o'clock at night, when everyone was gone to bed and the house was tidy. No, we don't have a vacuum cleaner. Good question. We had one in here, an old Dyson we had from years ago, but we never.
Never used it. We had mats on the floor, and then we just decided to take them out because then we could sweep. We sweep the caravan out maybe 3 times a day because kids. They make a lot of mess, but it was just easier not having the mats in here and just being able to sweep everything straight out the door.
Yeah, we had 4 mats, like floor mats, but we're just washing them all the time.
But Mummy, we don't have
So, yeah.
in here.
We've got one in here, don't we?
Just got the one now, and we sweep it out after every meal, pretty much.
But where's the least of
Just have a little
here?
short broom, I think the vacuum cleaner just takes up space.
Yep. And then you got to figure out charging as well.
Yeah. Other New Zealand caravanners, van lifers, bus lifers. Yeah,
I know.
we've met a few.
We're gonna get a vacuum cleaner. It would be stuck on the roof
you can just-
outside.
We could do that.
Drawing with the girls.
We bumped into Road Life NZ on YouTube. You should check them out, actually. They were heading north while we were heading south. They've got 3 young kids as well. Caravan, they're like 2.5 years into full-time life.
Yeah.
So yeah, you should definitely check them out on YouTube, Road Life NZ.
They've got a really cool truck pulling the caravan with all the toys. They've got the boat, the quad bike.
Yeah.
Everything is really neat.
I'm really jealous of their truck setup. Tons of storage on it. He's got a quad bike on there, inflatable boat. Big into his fishing and stuff. So yeah, we met up with them. It's a shame actually that they were heading north for work while we were heading south. We kind of planned to hang out a bit more in the South Island, but paths didn't cross.
No.
Well, they did, but
we got
only
about
for
an hour.
an hour. Yeah, we had to catch a ferry.
Yeah.
Who else we met? Obviously Traveling K, who a lot of you probably follow. Karen. These family we met just down here. 2 kids in a caravan on YouTube. So yeah, there's a few people out there.
And the adults.
Little camper.
Little camper, yeah.
And the adults.
And the adults. We hung out with the adults too, didn't we?
Yeah. I think everywhere the kids go, the adults come with them.
Yeah.
Even the caravan. The caravan.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, study boy, you got to get it back out there.
Yeah.
Do some more exploring. Yeah, it's a bit. It's kind of one of those things you don't want to. I think it was just the summer Romeo that they were taking off from filming.
Romeo.
I think they lost a microphone, and then they just kind of wanted to chill out for the summer, and I think they're heading.
Romeo.
I think they're heading to Northland for work. Was it Northland?
Coromandel, maybe?
Coromandel, I think so, yeah.
Romeo.
So you might see some more from them in the future.
Romeo. Romeo.
No more, shush.
Romeo. Romeo.
You want to go outside?
No.
No, then shush.
Lock them outside. cute. Look, they're saying hi, Harvey.
People saying hi. Say hi.
Hi. How did I say hi?
You just say hi. They can hear you.
How did they hear us?
Through the microphone here.
Hi.
We should also ask you guys what we should do down here for those of you that have been down here before, eh? We're obviously quite new to this area. Yeah.
Yep, there you go. Yep.
They just have a hard time hearing when you talk at the same time I talk.
Hi.
So yeah, if you
Romeo.
go grab your new books and you can show
Hi,
people.
Romeo.
You can go show people your new books.
What?
Grab all your new books and show the people how many books you got. Yeah, I think you're right, Michael. I thought it was just for the summer, but I could be wrong. Yeah.
Hopefully they'll get back into it.
Yeah.
It's good videos.
It's actually good that they spent the last 7 months down here in the South Island because we can just watch their videos and go, yep, we'll go there, we'll go there, we'll go
Do
there.
you like this one?
They've got a cool video. They took a boat up to
Do you like this one?
the Sounds, or they took their caravan up with their boat. But was that Lane Bay or somewhere up in the French
I can't remember.
Pass? But they took their boat out into
I've got a Transformer robot book.
Oh, do you want to go sit and have a look through the pictures?
No, you're doing me a cut like this one.
I will.
Go outside and do
once
some
we're done.
drawing.
Huh?
Go outside and do some drawing.
I don't want to do drawing.
Okay, well, can you be quiet for a wee
Open
bit?
the fridge and see if you
finish
can find
chatting?
yogurt or something.
I think
or
your
juice
sisters
or
are going
something.
through all your school stuff.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, Bevan,
Here
how you
comes
going?
Romeo.
Sorry. Yeah, Karen's having a baby. I saw that.
Yeah.
It's quite cool.
Little boy.
Yeah, little boy.
No,
And she's got that cool piece of land as well, which is pretty awesome for her.
What Karen was getting. A boy, actually.
Open the fridge and see if you can find something you want to eat.
Running out of food.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. So Road Life went up. Sorry. Road Life went up into the Sounds, took a boat out to a dock hut, and they had dolphins swimming around their little inflatable boat, which is pretty cool. Yeah, it was quite amazing. Unfortunately, we don't have a little boat or anything, but it's quite neat. They went out every day fishing, and he'd catch his quota of snapper, and they'd go out for like half an hour, and he'd come back with 4 or 5 snapper, and then done. Go out the next day. It was quite cool. If you're an Invercargill, you should love Transport World. Oh yeah. Ah, the world's fastest Indian is from down there, is it? Transport World. That sounds right up Harvey's alley. Hello from Denmark. Cool. Hello from New Zealand. We're not sure how far we're going to make it down at this stage, but I guess our only concern is the cold weather, right? If it's going to get cold, this caravan probably wouldn't do so well in the cold, like the external pipes and stuff down the bottom, and the kids as well. Getting 3 kids out in the cold. We're thinking if it gets colder, we might head up to, just the top of the South Island. Yeah, we found out recently that the campground in Itinerary, which is a beautiful spot, some of you will know, they do like a really good winter weekly rate. So a lot of full-timers on the road head up to those sort of campgrounds and then stay for like a couple of months, and they usually just pay a weekly rate. Good for the campground, I guess, because it's it's not peak tourism season, whatever the opposite word of peak is. Off peak. Thanks, Chelsea. So yeah, that might be an option for us. Just kind of hunkered down for those couple of cold months. We're not sure yet. We're just enjoying summer at the moment, but something to be mindful of, I guess. I see they've been having like cold weather down there, like they had -2 the other day. See you later, Bevan. They had -2 degrees and somewhere Lake Tekapo, I think, -2, ice on everyone's windows in the morning, and then like 40-degree weather like up the road. So pretty crazy. all the way to Stewart Island. What do you reckon? I don't think Chelsea wants to go south of Christchurch, do you?
Not before this winter. I think this summer we want to do top half, and then probably find somewhere to park up for winter. And then after winter we could do bottom half.
Yeah, because you've also got like Otago's beautiful, all the
Mm.
Catlins, and then obviously over the other side, Milford Sound and all those places. So, yeah, we wouldn't want to go down as it was getting cold, like autumn. You know, would probably kind of rush it and not enjoy it. So I think we'll go down there. I don't know about Stewart Island. I've never looked at
No.
what you do there or anything. I don't know. Do you? I don't know. I don't know anything about Stewart Island. But I suppose if we're going to say we're going to do a lap of New Zealand, then we should really go to Stewart Island.
We need to mark off all our points on the scratchy map.
Yeah, we got the old scratch map. Some of you might have seen on our Instagram that was given to us.
Thanks, O'Brien Collective.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
What we didn't realise though is that there's 48. There's about 60, 70 places to scratch off on the map, and one of them is Stewart Island. So if we ever need to complete the map, I guess we'll have to go to Stewart Island. But yeah, don't know a lot about it, to be honest.
No, neither. Do
I
some
think
research.
Yeah.
Mum, what's all the pieces that
Harvey will need his own channel. Yeah.
killed?
Sometimes Harvey wants the GoPro to do his own filming, but can't. It's not really usable footage. There's a half an hour of his feet and him running or something. Yeah. Maybe one day.
Maybe.
Maybe when I'm your age.
When you're
Queen's
our age.
Park.
Yeah.
Then I'm your big as you.
Whereabouts is Queen's Park, Hebe Hunter? Is that Zach the Cockatoo? We also saw in Nelson there's a what was that place called? It was like a little thing with animals, not like a mini zoo, but like it had heaps of native birds and stuff. It was on one of those things you got.
Oh, the place in Nelson.
Yeah.
Can't remember what it's called.
Yeah. Sure, there'll be plenty of spots like that to see.
Yeah.
I'm just keeping an eye on the kids. They're running away, but keep coming back for the food, thankfully.
I think we'll have about an hour clean up after this, just from the mess that they've made while we've been trying to keep them occupied.
Queen's Park in Invercargill. Okay, we'll put that on the list. We've got a spreadsheet somewhere. Chelsea spent a lot of hours making a spreadsheet. We put a post out on some of the motorhome pages before we left saying, where should we go? Give us your must-see places. And I think there must have been 300 comments across a couple of posts.
Yeah.
And people were writing novels on there as well. Like, so Chelsea spent a lot of evenings in front of the TV.
Probably took me 2 months
Mum,
of evening work to go through them all and put them in a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
why do we need all my Kevin Daddy posts?
Kiwi Guardian posts. Yeah, we're going to do those as well.
But
Yeah, so we've got a pretty comprehensive spreadsheet of
Just for fun, having
pretty
them
much
on your
Christchurch up
rugby.
of what we should do, where we should go.
I'll keep all of
Um,
them so there's no more for us kids.
sorry, Harvey's nattering again.
But they
Well, we might wrap up shortly because we need to get these girls to sleep. I think we're going to go on an adventure today, eh, mate? I don't know. I've never been to this place before.
To the pub, maybe.
Pub, yeah.
park, yeah.
To the park.
I want to go to the
All Harvey wants to do is go to playgrounds all the time. We're about half an hour, I think, out of Nelson, so we're not. There must be some stuff to do around here, surely.
Oh yeah, there will be.
Yeah.
What's my friend as well?
With your friends as well.
Yeah, thanks for coming along. Let us know if you'd like to do this sort of thing more often.
Now we've figured out the microphone situation, it'll be a bit
Yeah.
easier next time.
Sorry. I just kind of thought it's a good way to like just hang out and engage with you guys, because obviously the videos you see, they're a little bit behind. One goes up tonight. That's Wellington. We spent 9 days there, was it?
Yep. Yeah.
Kind of just exploring Wellington. Then obviously the ferry crossing next week, and then sort of Picton, Blenheim, Nelson Lakes after that. So are a little bit behind, and that's just purely because I'm a bit behind on editing. So yeah, it just sort of might be nice to hang out every couple of weeks, or just chat, see how you're going.
Yeah. So let us know if you want us to do that.
Mm.
If you're interested.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I guess for more up-to-date stuff, you could check out our Instagram stories.
Yeah.
Kind of more where we are at the time, and yeah, I hope the weather plays ball as well. It's pretty sunny at the moment. I forgot about that, Nelson. You can go to the centre, can't you?
Yeah.
New Zealand. We have to put that on the list for sure.
Yep. The list grows.
Yeah, the growing list. Oh, have you run out of grapes? Mum will get you some more. It's kids. You want to come say goodbye to everyone, Harvey?
Goodbye.
Oh,
Goodbye.
Can you see your head on the camera?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Hang on.
Goodbye.
Yeah, look into here. There you go.
Goodbye.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah, like I said, new video up tonight as well, so check that out if you want to see what we got up to in Wellington. We had a good 9 days there, and then we'll show you our ferry crossing a few days after that, which was interesting, keeping these two entertained for 3.5 hours on the ferry.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Cool. Okay, we'll keep doing them then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't quite see on camera, but Ruby fell over and hit the table last night. She's got a line here, and then she did it again. She's got another line here. We parked on an angle and couldn't be bothered trying to level it out. We were kind of downhill to the back, and the girls just had the hardest time. It's only a slight angle, but they were staggering around like they were intoxicated and then banging into stuff, and wasn't a good idea. Level is definitely best. Cool. Okay. Well, thank you very much for watching.
Thank you.
We'll catch up next time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have a good afternoon.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye. Good afternoon. Mom, I can't find the sexual book.
Did you know I'm loving the new off-the-road videos?
Cool.
Oh, sorry. Thanks, Black Pete. The small children action, yeah. For some of the videos in the past, we haven't left a lot of the chaos in, and then we talked to Traveling K, and she's like, just leave it in. Like, I guess it can be distracting sometimes for you guys, right, when you hear them squeaking in the background. But this is reality. This is it. This is life in a caravan with 3 kids.
Who would do it?
Yeah, everyone heard you, mate. Get your new shirt. That's a cool shirt. All right. See you later.
Bye.
I've got a cool shirt.
Show everyone your shirt.
Let's